From where we left off, what would you say as maybe a parting shot on marriage and family life and your kids, something that you will use as an encouragement to someone out there?
I'm tempted to just say, God is faithful.
He is.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of things, a lot of transitions, maybe things that we never really think about.
Yeah.
But anyway, graciously, once again, pointing to that bit of, having people who have gone ahead of us. And I guess that's the whole essence of, alumni, having an alumni. It's because we don't want to just be in this life all alone. Because I'm sure there are people who are actually alone, Yeah, so it's very important just having people to look up to. Transition from, just being single people into married people. There's need for, having again those people who walk. It's almost like someone holding your hand, saying this is possible. That's what we're looking up to. I mean, even up to this moment, I'd say, looking at what the Dindis, who are also alumni of Moi University, are doing in the marriage space, and many other people I know of who are out very vocal about marriages, has really been helpful to know, we can go through this. There are stages, there are seasons of lack, there are seasons of abundance, there's seasons when, they're toddlers, there's seasons when they're just babies, and the only thing you're thinking about is how many times you wake up at night to feed the children, and need everything to be on top of your game and all those kind of things. But it gets over. So we have people who are out there who are willing to help, more than willing to help. I think that's one of the things that really stands out. Yeah, so it's really crucial for us. Each of us at different stages, we can always get someone ahead of us. Each of us. I don't think there's any time that it feels like you're done.
Yeah.
At every stage, I'm sure by the time when you're having now teenagers, we will need someone to hold our hands. By the time we have young adults, we need someone to hold our hands. By the time, even as we're battling with old age, we need someone to hold our hands. All that kind of thing. So our whole community of support system. And we're out there, I want to tell even the students, some of the students who may be watching this, either from the College of Health Sciences or students anywhere, please look out for these people.
Yeah.
There are many people who are more than willing to share their lives. Even here right now, we're here because someone has opened up the space to us. I mean, if you don't ask, maybe you may not really know. You may always think, maybe those people, can't go close to those people. But you just ask. The worst thing can be someone can say, no, I can't do this now. But it's not bad. It's not mean that that person has rejected you. It's just that maybe it's not possible.
Conditions,
Yeah, but always reaching out. That's one thing I will say has been important. And our faith, I think our faith in God is also very crucial, because there are many seasons in this life. Yeah, as you say, there are times when, things are good, you're flowing in so much, but there are times when things are not as that.
Yeah.
But our faith keeps us anchored, to just know that whatever Christ has promised, it will come to fruition, it will be fulfilled. So we still hold on to that. We don't give up. We are not of those that are called to give up or to despair, because we know our anchor holds even during the different seasons and times of life. So that will be definitely my parting shot. It always feels like when you're at a specific stage, it feels like this is the mountain.
Yeah.
When you're looking at it in hindsight, it will be like, wow, that was just a hill, especially in relation to what is coming ahead. So when there are people who can be able to help us with that vision, it's very important. Yeah, so I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for what God has done in our lives, the things that He has answered, the things He has enabled us to accomplish, to do all this up to this moment. Really, my heart is very grateful. And I'd like to dedicate this video to my 3 sons, to Jerry, Jonathan, and Joshua. Yeah, I will wish one day that he'll be able to see this and just to hear of the testimony of what God has done. I think He's very specific in His word, where He says, write these things. Tell them to your children. When you're seated, when you're lying down, tell them, let them know what God has done. So I will wish one day they will also be able to see and know that God is faithful, even as we've just been human beings. We have walked through different stages, and here we are now, trusting Him for the future unknown. Yeah.
There was a time I was printing some documents I needed to study. and there were some registrars in that photocopy shop. So mmoja akaanza kusema enyewe mashida nilikuwa nafikiria nikiwa undergraduate ni anthill compared to venye niko sasa hivi nikifika nyumbani nataka kusoma nasikia mom. So like it reminded me how, you know, when you're at a certain point you think something is so huge you can't overcome it and you're like this is the end. But as long as we have God with us, it's something that we can really manage, and even people working with us. And I think you've said that really well. Maybe as you were saying on transitions, you can tell us about now after internship, where your career went.
Yeah, so after internship, definitely get into being a medical officer. Yeah, so been there, practiced for quite some time. Yeah, up until last year. Was it last year? No, 2022. So I used to say last year. Yeah, up until then, officially got off. Yeah, but I've been, mostly I will say, taken time off to just have more time on my hands, especially the children, their schooling and education. Yeah, and that's where I am at this point. Yeah. Much more details will be
inbox.
Yeah. Not inbox, but to just be given in due time. Yeah, but I'm grateful for where I am right now, and just to see God in the different transitions. We're having to come also as a family to shift our location from Bomet, come to Eldoret, and God has been faithful. To just see that the God who was there is still the God even here. He remains the same.
Okay. Maybe just to close this session off, you can...
Mbona kiblink? Imezima? Okay. Itabidi mkate.
So to close this session off, I don't know if I should say, give us not a summary. Let me put it this way. What will you say is the difference? Because there's someone who's watching this and maybe they don't know Christ, because they're like, work with someone, and maybe they don't understand what you're saying, or this whole concept is very new. What will you advise, maybe, let's say now even non-Christians and both Christians, about their trust and their faith, putting it in God?
It's a good question. I think one of the times it was interesting in our lifetime was during the year 2020. It was when COVID struck. I had just a less than 1 month baby, because our second born had been born less than a month before, COVID came and everything went into a shutdown. And remember, that's one of the times I felt strongly that God was teaching us something about, trust. Where is your trust? Where is your faith? Really, because for a moment in our lifetime, I don't know for those who have lived longer, but in our lifetime, everything came to a standstill. Literally everything. It doesn't matter if it's the current superpower or not a superpower. Everything came to a standstill. And for me, it was more of a moment of introspection of what exactly do we trust in. I mean, it was 3 months, just the year had started. So, of course, definitely resolutions, one of the things we do when the year starts were still fresh. But to think that from that time, for a period of a few months, everything looked bleak. You could not even plan about next week, because you don't know what's going to happen. You're just living for now and for the moment. It was almost like death had just knocked. It was right on our face. And I felt like that was not just a lesson for 2020 or 2021. It was a lesson for our lifetime. That for everything, it's God who holds everything in his hands. He's the creator, and he's the one who holds our lives. And the only thing that he desires of us is that we'll continue to commune and be in fellowship with him. And therefore, the way the book of Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says that trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. So whatever stage we are in, whether we are still those students, sometimes it looks like, there's nothing I can do now. I'm still a student. I don't have money. The things we think, like, when I get money, then I will be able to do 1, 2, 3. And therefore we live in a state of almost denial. Maybe I'm in primary school, or I'm in high school. I can't do much. I don't know. I feel like in all our ways, we can acknowledge God, and he will lead us. He will direct us. He knows about our tomorrow. He holds about our future. He's able to guide us. If this God was able to guide me through my primary, he was able to open doors for me, he was able to walk with me as a young person, as a young girl, up to this moment. Still looking forward to a few more years ahead that he has given me. But if he was able to do that, then he's able to do to any one of us. We can definitely trust him in all our stages of lives. For those that are married, for those that are mothers, working mothers, those that are, or those who are waiting on the Lord for, also for children. All this, let's just trust in God. He has his good plans for us. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I think that's a beautiful way to end it.
Yeah.
Thank you for making time to just share your story. And I hope many learn from it and also give glory to God in the end.
Amen. Sure.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Back to you in the studio.